If there's one thing that I would like people to know about me, it is that I am not perfect because I don't want people to have a false perception about me. That's something that I worry quite a lot about is people thinking about things that aren't true about me. Not that anyone has, obviously not. I mean, I don't think I'm at that stage where a lot of people even know me, but I would just like to make this video just so that people understand the things that I go through as well. A bit like everyone, I go through challenges. Maybe you've heard me talk about me going through challenges. I experience challenges almost every day. I think we all do, but for me personally, I experience challenges every day, whether it's creating these videos, whether it's maybe trying to look after my pets, maybe it's trying to talk to people in my family, whether it's trying to build up relationships with people. Sometimes it is challenging. It's not easy to get to a point where everything is somewhat going great. So I get challenges, and I also sometimes I'm insecure about certain things. Maybe how I look, maybe how I'm perceived. I think one of my biggest challenges right now is trying to overcome the fear of people creating a false perception of me. Even if I'm not at this big stage where a lot of people know me or even a small group of people, but I know how important it is for people, for maybe the first person to ever come across me, to try and create a positive perception. But what I've also trying to understand and what I'm also realizing is that you can't please everyone. You just can't. It's impossible. Although I talk about anything is possible, there is certain things where we have to be realistic. And I feel like one of those things is that trying to please others. I think pleasing others is only going to put us down a deeper hole in terms of emotionally than it is actually helping us, in terms of it is trying to validate us. I have tried to get to a point where I believe I am at now, even though I still get a little bit insecure about certain stuff, but where I try to just accept it and try to just move on as much as I can. Another thing I experience, as well as everyone again, is failures. I've talked about failures, and I've also talked about how I experience failures, even recently as now, and also in the past as well. But I experience failures. There is times where I create videos, and there's sometimes where I just scrap the videos just because of how they're not up to my standard. Not that they have to be perfect. I've tried to take that mindset completely away, and I feel like I've done that actually pretty good. But in terms of creating videos or doing things that aren't up to my standards, then I'll just kind of scrap them. And sometimes I might go back to them, and I might, like maybe a couple of days later, I come in with a fresh mind, and I might review the video, and then I might just upload it from there if I eventually notice that that video is okay. So I experience failures as well. That might include creating videos, and that could just be other things as well. I think we can experience failure through many different lenses. It doesn't have to be with goals. It can be with relationships. It can be with maybe businesses. It can be with absolutely anything. When it comes to procrastination, I feel like my discipline has been so much better within the past year, I want to say. Before that, I used to be quite bad when it comes to procrastinate. I used to just not do something, or maybe say I'll go back to it another day, that sort of stuff, or go back to it in a couple of hours. But now I've been really harsh on myself almost, where when I think of doing something, I just try and do it. And if I am experiencing challenges, then I might just stop for a minute, or I might just stop for 5, 10, even 15 minutes, and then I'll go back to that. And what I've realized is by giving myself 5, 10, 15 minutes, I've been able to just go back with a clear mind and try and do what I was already doing before. As I was explaining just at the start of this video, another thing that I do is I worry. And I do worry quite a lot, but it's not in the sense of what most people would think. I think it's more of this perception thing that I tend to worry quite a lot about. Whether it's just having a red mark on my neck due to shaving, I worry about in case people think that maybe something bad's happening, or just all that sort of stuff. And what my worries consist of is just things like that, how people perceive me. And it's something that I'm just trying to overcome, something that I'm trying to research, trying to also talk to God about as well, because maybe not a lot of people know this, but I am religious and I do believe in God, and I try to talk to God as much as I possibly can about the things that I'm dealing with. And He has helped me quite a lot with the things that I'm going through, maybe the worries that I have. But I try to pray about the worries and the things that I'm going through, and it has helped me a lot. God has helped me a lot. Another thing I would like to talk about, I've just got it wrote down here, is fears, which is kind of just the same thing. It's more of an add-on to worrying, in my opinion, where if we worry, then it creates a fear kind of thing. So sometimes I do fear about maybe people thinking certain things of me. If you're not talking about those sort of worries and those sort of fears, then I've got other fears as well. A couple of years ago, or I actually think it was more than a couple of years ago, but I was on this tower and I looked down, and I never knew that I was scared of heights. When I was younger, I used to like climb trees, so I never thought I would be scared of heights. But when I looked down, because it had one of those like clear floors, when I looked down, I was actually scared for the first time, and I never thought I would be quite worried, or I wouldn't thought I would have a fear about heights. So that's something that I never knew about myself. And I've also got other fears as well. There's some things I'm not going to mention, but there's some things that I really want to do in the future. And I am scared of doing those things. I do have a fear of doing those things. But I know that when I do overcome those things, when I do get to a point where I am actually doing those things, then it takes me even further to my goals, and I believe it will create more opportunities for me. Another thing that I experienced, and this one actually relates to kind of anxiety a little bit, but I do get nervous, and when I am nervous, I start to stutter quite a lot. I do have a stutter, which might be surprising for some people just because I create these videos, but a bit like anything, sometimes it can be hard, it can be challenging, and it can be very difficult to create these videos. Sometimes when I'm nervous, that kind of brings up the stutter even more. In a sense, it amplifies it. So sometimes I can't say maybe a certain word, and that might just ruin the whole vibe of the video, or essentially ruin the video. But that usually happens at the beginning of the video because I might be nervous before I create the video. So then it just gets easily scrapped, and then I try to restart, that type of thing. So it's a trial and error where I just try my best every single day, even though I might experience procrastination, although there's days where I feel like I don't want to get up, even when there's days where I experience challenges, when there's days where maybe I've not gotten on with someone in my family, etc. But what I try to do is I try to push past that. And I know I've talked about this in many videos, but I try to learn from those mistakes in the past, and I just try and move as much as I possibly can. Try to just think positively about everything and just try my best, to be fair. I mean, that's all we can do in life, is to just try our best to try and change our mindsets if it's negative, and to switch it into a positive mindset. And that happens through time. It doesn't happen instantly. It's took me years to get to a mindset where I believe I truly can chase my goals and, importantly, achieve them. And although I talk about all of these things, I worry, I have self-doubt, all that stuff, my belief is still there. And sometimes it can come and go, a bit like everything. Even the stutter, it can come and go. So there's certain days where I experience challenges. There's certain days that are easier than others. There's certain days where self-doubt just hits me like that. There's certain days where I don't get self-doubt, maybe very little, but it's just about pushing past as much challenges as we possibly can. As I said, that's all we can do, really. Another thing that I experience is anxiety, which is something that I used to experience quite a lot. In high school, I used to experience it quite a lot. And there is days where I get anxiety, and I try my best, even if it's just a hi, a hello. Maybe I'm at a store and I'm buying something and I just say hello at the cashier. Just simple things like that I just try and do to try and overcome. And as I have said in a couple of my other videos, taking those small steps, what I've understood with other things is it actually helps a lot. So I hope that this video could help you in any type of way. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video could give you an understanding on just the things that I experience and how I'm not perfect. I hope I'm not creating an image here where I'm trying to be perfect or do all this thing. I know I'm not. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm never going to be perfect. And sometimes it can be great to strive for perfection, even though at the front of your mind you are still thinking that you're not going to be perfect, because that still can create excellence. And I've heard many people say that before, which is, I believe, is a good mindset. But in general, we're not perfect. We're not going to be perfect. And that's why I would just like to make this video, just to maybe clear up some things. And no one's really said anything. It's just, again, it's just more of my worries and more of my fears. But I just hope that you could understand. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, then I would appreciate it if you could please like this video, subscribe down below, and if you know anyone that may benefit from watching this, then I would appreciate it if you could please share this video to them. Another thing I would just like to say, that everything that I've talked about in this video, I am continuing to obviously adapt and trying to get better at. It's not something that is going to happen overnight, but I know that through time, these things will start to get better. Maybe I will not worry as much. Maybe my nervousness, my anxiety might actually decrease rather than increase. So every day I'm still trying to adapt and trying to do things to help me. So if you have anything that you think could be valuable for me, then please leave it in the comments down below. I would appreciate it if you could just maybe leave something that has helped you with maybe anxiety, with maybe other things that I've mentioned in this video. And that would be great, actually. That's the thing about these videos, is that we get to just go back and forth with things that have helped us. As I've already said, this is my mission, this is my goal, to help, to inspire, and to show people that whatever they're going through, whatever challenge they have, even if they have a goal, they can achieve that goal, they can overcome the challenges, and they can do what they set their minds to. So thank you again, and I will see everyone in the next one.